All right, good morning, second grade students. Today for social studies, we are going to be talking about symbols on different types of maps. And so before we get into that, we're going to do a little activity here together on where am I? And we're going to have to use the directions that we have learned to help ourselves get back to our camp. So it says, where am I? You have lost your way in the woods. You have a canteen and a compass with you, and you know you must try to get back to your campsite before dark. Your camp is northeast of the waterfall, and you remember that you must travel south and east to get around some large rock formations before you reach the trail north to your camp. Your compass tells you that you are now facing north. So the directions say to trace the path your compass shows you to take. So we are going to first look back in our directions to see all the directions that they give us. So it says your camp is northeast of the waterfall. And you remember that you must travel south and east to get around some large rock formations before you reach the trail north to your camp. And your compass currently tells you that you are now facing north. So right now we are currently facing north. And so let's scroll down here. And we see we are starting right here. So our first direction said your camp is northeast. So let's remember north is up, east is to our right, south is down, and west is to our left. So our camp is northeast. So remember northeast is in between north and east. So we know that we have to either take this route or we might be going down this way. But remember it says northeast of the waterfall. So we see the waterfall is here, which is in between north and east. And then it says you remember that you must travel south and east. So remember south is going down and east is going to the right. So we know this way isn't correct. So we know we're going to start going this way because we're passing the waterfall. And then remember it also says we have to get around some large rock formations before you reach the trail north to your camp. So when we go around the rocks, remember north is going up. So we want to keep going. And then again it had told us that our compass told us we were facing north, but we know that where we are right now, there's only one way to get to our camp. And that's to keep going north. And so this is the route we would need to take in order to get back to our camp. All right, so let's get into symbols now. So symbols. A symbol is something that stands for something else. For example, a plus sign stands for add, and a line stands for subtract. A heart is a symbol for love, and a flag is the symbol for a country. There are many other symbols we use too. So it says use the words in the box to help you label these symbols. So for number 1, this one's a little bit tricky to kind of see in the picture. So let's go through our list. So we have fire, be quiet, spring, stop, no bicycles, and sunshine. So in this first one, we know that this is going to be the stop because it's a little hard to see because it's in black and white, but this top light is shaded in and it's supposed to be a traffic light. So we know number 1 is going to be stop. Number 2, we see a picture of a bicycle with a line through it. And so whenever we see a symbol that has a line through it, it usually means no to that thing. So number 2 means no bicycles allowed. So we'll put that in there for number 2. All right, number 3, we see pictures of flowers, and normally we think of flowers being related to springtime. So for number 3, we will put spring in there. Number 4, you probably see this at school a lot. Maybe your parents also use it, but usually when we put a finger to our mouth, we usually say shh, which means be quiet. Number 5, we see a fire or a campfire. So at number 5, we're going to put fire in there. And our last one is a picture of a sun. So in our word box, they have sunshine. So we will add that into our line. Awesome. All right, so then let's scroll down. So it says maps also use symbols. Symbols on a map stand for things that are in the place the map shows us. What kinds of symbols do you think might be used to show us these things on maps? So draw your ideas in the boxes. So for a playground, probably one of the things we think of right away would be like a swing set. So on a map, we could make a symbol of a swing set to represent a playground. Next, we have a house. And so for that, we could probably just draw a picture of a house here. Put a door and a window on it. Maybe even a tree. Next, we have a lake. And so a lot of times we draw just a circle, put some little waves in there. And lastly, we can draw for mountains. We can draw some really basic mountains here. And these you might even see on a map yourself. So let's go into symbols on maps. So these symbols are often used when people make maps. So again, here are some common ones. So a lake, like what we just drew, a river, forest, factories, a park, a bridge, a picnic area, hospital, school, town, road, railroad, the Capitol, fire station, and airport. And so for your homework today on Edmodo, this page will be posted on Edmodo in the assignments for today's work, and then I will also send this in Edmodo messages as well. And so that ends our lesson today on symbols on maps for social studies.